Wes doesn't like whatever we're doing.
We're good.
Okay.
Sorry. Back. What was I saying?
Third time's a charm.
Why we started this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes back to the reason why we started this channel, which is, we feel that there are fundamental gaming experiences that everyone should have. I mean, just like there's fundamental novels that everybody should read. Everybody should read Romeo and Juliet at least once in their life. Everybody should see Casablanca at least once. I mean, these are the epitome of the genre. And that's what we started this channel for, was to talk about these games that redefine our culture. And I think the fact that we keep seeing Lovecraftian themes come back to us in gaming, and over a long period of years, right? Eternal Darkness came out in
years ago,
2001.
Yeah, and it's a game that's aged poorly.
Yeah,
it has clunky combat, clunky movement. Yet here we are today talking about it and why it's important, and why it me personally, having played it, why it stuck with me.
Yeah,
and I think that's the impetus for why we started this channel, why we wanted to discuss these ideas.
Yeah, and Lovecraft is just one example of this. Mm-hmm. But for me, playing WoW, the fight that really sold me on WoW. I started playing WoW with Burning Crusade. I didn't start in Vanilla. But I started playing in Burning Crusade, and then Wrath of the Lich King came out. And, the Lich King in and of himself is a perfect example of Lovecraftian themes, because here's who's actually in charge of him. Is it Narzul? Is it Arthas? Is it some other being that we and the whole theme of that expansion was what is your destiny? Can you actually change your destiny? Could the Lich King actually no king rules forever. Obviously, his destiny is set in stone. And then at the same time that you're saying, okay, here's the Lich King, he's the big bad of the expansion. Over here in I forget the name of the zone, but anyway, the Watchers with the Watchers, they're being controlled by Yogg-Saron, and Yogg-Saron is actually an older god from Lovecraft. They stole that from Lovecraft. And I wish we could show you guys a picture of him. If you guys don't remember what Yogg-Saron looks like, but he's very much the whole fight. There's a fight where he mind controls the entire group. And I remember doing that fight and feeling like, here's this character I put a crap ton of time in. All of a sudden, I can't do anything with it. I've lost control. And that, for me, really stuck with me, because it was kind of like, okay, well, it's very similar to the way I'm playing my avatar, and WoW he doesn't have choice. He does what I tell him to do,
Yeah.
And that's why I think games like Metal Gear Solid, where you're fighting Psycho Mantis, he takes that control away from you as the gamer. We're so used to being in control.
That idea of losing control, it's uncomfortable.
It is very uncomfortable.
It's extremely uncomfortable.
And the Psycho Mantis fight, freaked a lot of people out, because you were giving up that control.
As much as I dislike Metal Gear Solid...
Giving up was the wrong word. That control was taken from you.
Forcefully taken.
Forcefully taken.
As much as I dislike the Metal Gear series, that fight stands out to me.
Yeah.
Because it was revolutionary.
Yes.
It was fantastic. So, that's important to realize.
Yeah. Just the fact that it was breaking the fourth wall. You had to unplug your controller and plug it back in.
It was reading your memory card.
And telling you what games you were playing.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, exactly.
It was genius.
It was really genius. And very Lovecraftian.
Yes. We go into it, I think we can talk about this other thing like we were discussing earlier, going into the BioShock series. Mm-hmm. Ken Levine began making that game with the idea of player choice in mind. The argument is that gamers like to play games because we are in control.
Yes.
We're controlling the narrative. And Ken Levin's argument was, not really. You're controlling what we want you to control.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the whole idea of what BioShock represented. Represented, is that, a man chooses, a slave obeys. The central theme of the BioShock world.
Yeah.
And, we'll get into that on a
different night.
But
it does bring up a really good point, because that's the same thing, with Cthulhu, right? It wasn't like Cthulhu controlled them and they did everything that he wanted to, there were moments where the characters in the story had sanity. I mean, they were sane. They would go into his influence and come out of his influence. But by the end of the story, specifically Call of Cthulhu, you realize, no, they never did come out of his influence. He just let them think that they were.
Yes. And that's scary.
Very.
To think, that idea of being controlled and doing things that you think of that are of your own volition, but they're not. You know what I mean?
It's not. Can you pull a chat on here, Jonathan?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting, and kind of like the biggest game that I can think of that people really hated the choice of was Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
Because, Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and most of Mass Effect 3, you're making the decisions for your character, and you're deciding who lives and who dies. And I think the reason why there was so much outrage against the ending of Mass Effect 3 is because it was such a blatant reminder that we are not in charge. We do not control what happens in that story.
Yeah.
But regardless of how much we want to feel like we're in control. We decided to let Garrus die. We decided we did this. The big joke of gaming is not really. The developers let you do that, and so I think there is kind of this balance between. Okay, well, are the developers Cthulhu then at some point? Because they're the ones telling us what to do, and even though we feel like we're in control,
it's
really
empowering
a very empowering feeling. At the end of the day, it's the developer that's letting us feel that.
If you really stop and get existential about your gaming,
which that's what Lovecraft's all about. So how can we not go there?
I mean, just that idea. I love it.
Yeah, I really like that idea too. The fact that we as gamers are being controlled by the developers, and it's kind of an uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to Silent Hill.
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I do.
Game.
It's what I do. I go back to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
The idea of Silent Hill is you have this town that's controlled by some unseen force, whether it's old, the old ones, as again coming up with the old gods, the ones that came before. Nice.
Right on.
It's this idea of some unseen force getting its tendrils into you, and we see that a lot in Silent Hill. The town is controlling what's going on. It's testing your sanity. It's making you face the uncomfortable. Both in game and as a gamer.
Yeah.
And it's making you face these things to learn something from it.
What
the lesson is kind of up to the gamer. It's up to interpretation, but there's something there to be learned.
Yeah. Well, and I think that all of these games, and sorry, I got confused with the
chat.
All-seeing eye. I think all of these games that use Lovecraft as a base or invoke Lovecraft are trying to teach the gamer something. There's always, and I don't want to use the word moral, but there is some of. So Riley one's asking, can you guys explain to me what Lovecraftian is?
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier before you joined. Riley one.
Push up to the book to connection.
You can see H.P. Lovecraft. He wrote Call of Cthulhu. This is one of his books.
He's a horror writer.
He's a horror writer, and what's interesting about him is he's definitely not as well known as
Poe.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, gamer culture has really embraced
horror writer Joe Vance. Come on,
what does that mean, Joe Vance?
Keep it classy.
I don't even know what that means.
At least he didn't say GTA 2.
Just don't give him ideas.
Wait, are we going to talk about GTA 2 being a Lovecraftian game?
It can be.
Is it?
It's uncomfortable.
It is ugly. Uncomfortable. It's ugly. What else? I can't think of anything else. Anyway, but the whole idea of Cthulhu, Lovecraftian themes is the fact that you think you're in control, but you're really not.
Yeah.
You think you're making your own decisions. And I think that's the creepiest part about Call of Cthulhu, is the short story Call of Cthulhu, is you're reading the first person, you're reading this guy's thoughts, and he thinks that they're his thoughts. Mm-hmm. And it isn't until the very end of the
The
story.
grand revelation.
Yeah, the grand revelation of the story is Cthulhu's been controlling him the whole time.
And interesting. There's an Xbox and a PC game called The Call of Cthulhu, and it's based on that short story.
Yeah. I haven't played it. Have you played it?
I have it on Xbox. I played a little bit of it.
Right on.
It's Xbox, and it's...
Xbox. We don't need to go any farther.
We don't talk about those dark days.
We don't. But yeah, and I think it's the reason why it's so popular and why a lot of developers...
Yes, Petronella, it's exactly like parenting.
Yes.
You give them the choice to make the right decision.
Why are we eating tacos now?
Taco Tuesday.
But it's Friday. And Roman hasn't brought us tacos yet.
Sheesh. Thinks he's in control. He's not.
I think we need a timeout corner. I really
We do. We do
I'm
need a
getting really
timeout
kind of
for a
upset.
Oh, in the corner.
But no, I mean,
Nobody
I
puts
think why
Roman in
developers keep coming back to it is because it is such a perfect... I'm going to use the word allegory, because it is a religion of a sort. It is a perfect allegory for the relationship between the developer and the gamer and the playable character, and what actually is happening in-game.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the theme just keeps coming back and back and back.
Yeah.
We see it over and over.
Joe Vanzant, what's up?
Gamer Mechs.
Gamer Mechs. Yeah. Another game we were playing last
What is
time
that?
was...
You're salty.
Am I not getting a reference?
Salty?
I'm not getting
It's like when people are, I don't know, angry and they shoot out arguments.
Oh. Like
It's a
the
new term.
angry nerd?
It's a new term with the hip and the young.
Well, we don't care about the hip.
Yeah, I don't care about the hip and the young. Come on. I'm talking about
what do they have
literature
to
and gaming
offer?
here.
Glasses without lenses in them? And ill-fitting clothes?
Yeah. And rolled pant legs. Since when is that a thing?
Well, the 50s it was.
I know, but I wonder when did it come back? I mean,
It's the hipster doofuses.
exactly. It's because they want to be T.S. Eliot
Yeah. T.S. Eliot, man.
or J. Alfred
I
Prufrock.
just want
Anyway.
the Hammer Time pants to come back.
I grow old, I grow
No, we
old. I
don't.
wear the
Yeah, we
bottom of
don't.
my pants.
I
rolled.
found a set of hammer pants in Diablo 3.
Oh, really?
A piece of armor. It was called... they were called, like, the Pants of the Mighty Hammer.
Right on.
And, like, in the description, I was reading, like, what they did, what the stats were of it, and one of the unique attributes of it was that you can't be touched while wearing them. Can't touch this, dude.
Nice.
Dude.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was kind of cool. Nice little...
Kind of cool.
Um,
Speaking of Diablo 3, I think Diablo 3 has some Lovecraftian themes to it, and the fact that the world is being shaped by these
otherworldly forces.
gods,
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean, they're angels and demons, but they really are kind of the gods of the world.
Yeah. And I think the... probably the character that embodies the Cthulhu mythos the best would be...
The Witch Doctor.
Well, the Witch Doctor, but not the non-playable character, the enemy. It would be
The one
king,
girl.
the Undead King,
The new king.
Leoric.
Leoric.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example. Very similar to the Lich King's
Yeah,
path.
very similar.
And he is himself a lich.
Well, and even that whole story of Diablo invading his mind and
I mean,
making
it's
him think
spooky.
he executes his wife. He thinks he's executing his wife out of his own reason, but he's not. He's doing
and the
it
whole
because
reason
the
he
whole
moved to Camdurus, to Tristram, was under the influence of
of Lazarus,
Lazarus, who was
under
controlled by Diablo.
controlled by Diablo.
So there's
Exactly.
that idea of putting these ideas in there that you think your own. I mean,
Sunset Shimmer 1 is joining.
cool. Welcome, Sunset Shimmer 1.
Does anybody know Sunset Shimmer?
Shimmer 1.
Does anybody
I don't.
know where that name comes from? Because I do.
It
do.
sounds- it
Because
sounds
I
like My
have a little
Pony.
girl.
Sounds like
It
My
is My
Pony.
Little Pony.
I've been watching too much Teen Titans. Sparkle
dude.
Face and Butterbean.
Teen Titans is so
I love
awesome.
Teen Titans, man. That's a
Sunset
good show.
Shimmer from My Little Pony.
gonna
Equestrian
say-
Girls.
Yeah,
If you really want to know.
I was gonna say that sounds like
I am not
My
a
Little
growing...
Pony. Me neither, but it's different from when I was a kid. I remember My Little Pony when I was.
I'm
a
not
kid.
gonna lie. The My Little Pony show that's running right now, the series, it's freaking awesome.
I've never watched it.
It's awesome.
I don't have a girl. So.
Like, I watch it with my... Well, yeah. We could watch it with Roman.
Are you a Brody? I think Roman's a
No,
Brody.
no,
We probably
Roman.
are,
Come
Brony.
on, Roman.
Nah.
I think it's really well done. I
don't-
think the My Little Pony show is really well done.
Nice.
But Yeah, it's different than when we were kids. Anyway.
So Sunset Shimmer, thanks for tuning in. Feel free
No
to follow.
dude could be called a dude after a name references that. Unless he's a brony.
I think that's a little shallow-minded, Joe Vans.
Seriously. Why you gotta be so sexist, Joe Vance?
We welcome all.
We do. We love everybody on Game Ledger.
We just don't love GTA 2.
But we hate GTA 2. Anyway. Yay! Did Sunset Shimmer follow?
Shimmer?
Yes!
Let's do it. Okay, Sunset
Special
Shimmer
treat
1.
for you.
Is that what we're saying? Sunset Shimmer 1.
Should we say the underscore as
Yeah.
well, or are we going to skip the underscore?
Let's skip underscore.
We'll skip the
Or should we
underscore.
take a breather? There it goes.
Sunset.
Yes,
Shimmer
we'll
1.
do a breather.
Okay, I
Okay,
like that.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Sunset
Shimmer 1!
That was
That was
awesome.
good. Totally. Thanks for following.
Yes.
So, we've said it before. We love our followers.
We love all of our followers.
We love them. Infinity Emperor's back. Did I not notice them jump on earlier?
Infinity Emperor's been on since the beginning.
Okay, cool. I'm a slow...
Him and Joe Vance have a...
You cube here often.
You cube here often?
So, yeah, but we, going back to our theme, we were playing Skyrim.
Yeah.
And we were in a very Cthulhu-influenced expansion, the Dragonborn expansion.
Yeah.
It's very Cthulhu.
It's going to be her 21st birthday tomorrow.
Nice.
All right.
Don't kill your liver.
Happy 21st.
Wouldn't she be doing that tomorrow?
Yeah, but don't kill it. You kind of need it. Just a little bit.
Half of it, at least.
Yeah.
Happy 21st birthday.
Yes.
Happy
birthday.
I'm turning 31
Yeah.
on Monday.
I turn 20 next year.
May's the best month to have a birthday.
I turned 33 in June.
June's a good month
feel
too.
old.
Don't worry about it, bro.
You guys
I age well. I'm like a fine wine.
Well, I can tell you.
Or cheese.
Actually, in
I
55
know
minutes.
someone
Where
close to me who's
do
older,
you
but I
live,
won't
Shimmer?
mention.
If you turn 21 in 55 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, where are you at?
It's 9:06 here, p.m. Or what's that in the 24
I feel
hour?
incredibly honored that Sunshine Shimmer is deciding to spend the last 55 minutes of her 20th
On the
year
eve
of
of her
life.
21st. Maybe she's just looking to pass the time before she heads
Still,
out.
but that she chose. I mean, she chose us.
We're
We
honored.
should sing a birthday
We're
song.
honored. Should we give her a happy birthday?
Yeah, can you
Oh,
sing
she
it
was
in
in
Batman?
Florida.
I'll sing it.
You sing it in
You
the
guys
Batman
gotta do it. I
voice.
can't do it by myself. I can't.
No,
sustain
I'll
it.
sing it. I'll sing it in Portuguese. You do Spanish, and you do Batman.
I don't know how to
voice.
do it in Spanish. I'm not that Mexican. I'm serious. I don't I draw the line.
I think that's the best revelation of the night. Gamer Mexi.
Gamer Mexi
Is a
cannot
lie.
speak Spanish.
This banana chair is his throne of lies.
I didn't speak Spanish.
That he
I just
sits upon.
I don't know the Spanish
Oh my
birthday
gosh.
song.
All right,
Seriously.
let's give Sunset Shimmer a happy birthday.
We're singing the whole song,
This is gonna-
right?
oh man, this is gonna kill my throat.
It's gonna be so awesome, though.
Okay.
I have to highlight. So you're gonna sing in English because you can't sing in Spanish. I'll do Portuguese. Cole's gonna do Batman.
I don't know the happy birthday song. I've heard it a couple
You
times.
don't know happy birthday.
In Spanish. It's a different.
Oh, in Spanish.
It sounds weird.
What is it?
It's the
Feliz
same.
Cumpleaños?
Yeah, it's the same in Portuguese.
No, like the
It's the same.
actual Spanish birthday song. It's different. Happy birthday.
Just sing Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh jeez.
Felicidades.
All right.
Okay.
Do we need a note? Can you give us a note? Like middle C.
Oh.
We're gonna go for it. Ready?
I'm laughing to it. Okay,
Start
ready?
laughing halfway through. All right, here we go.
1, 2.
Happy
birthday
querida.
Happy birthday
Felicidades, muitos anos
Happy
de
birthday,
vida.
dear Sunset Shimmer Happy birthday.
Sunset Shimmer. Just like Ahmed. Oh man, that was awesome.
Where's the cake?
I think the Lovecraftian conversation's dead now.
Yeah, I think we-
that was too happy for that conversation.
But we got a. Go scroll down.
Gator Inc.
Gatorade.
Hey, Gator Inc.
Welcome,
Hello.
Gator Inc.
Welcome. We've had so many new people tonight.
I love it.
I love it too.
Well, people
We
love
should talk about
Lovecraft.
something. We should talk about something awesome.
So what should we talk about?
Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to
Yeah.
continue talking about Lovecraft?
Yeah, we've been talking
that just
about-
joined.
We
Yeah,
talk
we've been-
Lovecraft. You guys want to suggest a topic in chat? Then we'll
Yeah,
shoot us
dissect
something
it.
that you want to chat about.
we'll ruin your dreams.
No, thank you, Sunset Shimmer. We're glad
Yes.
you're with us.
We are very happy.
Please join us. So, just to give her a little idea of what we are, we try to broadcast every Tuesday and Friday.
Yes.
On Tuesday.
This next Tuesday is very special.
Yes, we're gonna on Monday night. It will be Gamer Lance's birthday, and
we're all going.
The Avengers: Age of Ultron.
We're all going to the Avengers: Age of Ultron
Looking
on Monday
at you.
night.
And so,
Specifically looking at our director/producer.
yes,
Because I made on the...
That we're all going. And we will talk about it on Tuesday.
which would be cool because we have a lot of DC discussion on here. We talk a lot.
We do.
Batman.
We talk a lot about
Arrow.
Batman.
We do.
We
So
should
if
totally
we get that a little bit Marvel.
should do like a Capcom versus Marvel night
we
that
should.
night. That'd be cool.
We should do Capcom more.
That'd be
That would
fun.
be cool. Let's do that.
Um,
It's a great idea. We got a
follower was it Gator Inc. What are we
Gatorade.
gonna do for him?
Gatorade.
We're just gonna
Let's just say it all.
just say it all.
Gator Inc.
Should we do the underscore so he feels special?
Gator _
Or
Inc.
Inc. Yes.
Okay.
Ready?
1, 2.
Gator _ Inc.
That sounded very Capcom versus Marvel.
Copyright
It did, didn't it?
2015.
It actually
That's
did,
awesome.
like the announcer.
It turned out awesome. Loved it.
Copyright 2015.
Thank you
Yes.
for following Gator Inc.
Yes, welcome.
I feel like we should talk about like something really deep and intellectual now. That
You
we have
guys-
so many people in chat.
Any
We
subjects?
got all our intellectuality.
I know we
Suggestions?
talked about it all
Intellectuality.
already.
We've talked about all
Dang
that.
it, you guys missed the good conversation.
But soon we are going to be having a night where we talk about we're going to discuss BioShock and
Yes.
the ideas of objectivism in those games.
Yes.
Specifically, Ayn Rand's writings.
Ayn Rand.
Is it Ayn Rand?
Well, most
How do
people
you
say
how do you pronounce
Ayn.
it? AYN.
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand.
I have specific
Atlas
thoughts
Shrugged.
on her, but
Oh, I do too. I don't think
we can talk about it later.
the themes are interesting through the scope of BioShock. I gained a better appreciation of them. I hated the books, but gained a better appreciation of them by playing BioShock. So
We'll talk about that on that. We'll talk about that on that.
yeah, we'll get to that.
I really like the whole bringing literature into video gaming thing that we've kind of hit on.
I
It's
kind of like that.
cool.
It's fascinating.
Anyway,
We need
Topics.
we need to see it. We need to see a game based on the works of Shakespeare.
well, there is Hamlet, or the last game to not feature MMO, to not have MMO features. That they turned that into a game. That's the title of the game.
Crazy.
Do you know this? Have you seen this game? It's on Steam.
What game?
Hamlet, or the last game to not have MMO features.
So, actually, I have something.
Anyway.
I want to talk to you guys. Have you guys seen the new
Hey,
trailers?
Gator Inc. has a birthday in June too. Me too. My birthday's in June. What day? Gator Inc. What day is your birthday? Tell us.
I've actually heard of Roblox.
Roblox?
Yeah, it's it looks pretty cool.
Botox. Shut up, Joe Vance.
Seriously, Joe Vance, why are you gonna be killing our giant?
Bringing me down.
But have you guys seen the new trailers for the
Don't
new
hate me because
Call
I
of
spent all
Duty?
day chatting to girls.
Have I seen the trailer?
Trailer,
Black Ops 3?
Yeah,
It's very Deus Ex.
Oh, really?
It's very Deus Ex.
it's
a lot of-
basically Terminator.
I don't really.
Yeah, it has
I
a
don't
lot of-
really follow
It,
Call of
like
Duty
the
stuff.
trailer
I don't
is
either,
like,
but
what,
I
how
was
far can we push
surprised.
technology until it pushes back? And it's
Okay,
like,
speaking of pushing technology, did you guys see the reveal of DirectX 12?
No, I did not.
Oh my gosh!
missed it.
I do not throw this.
Hey, Gator
this,
Inc. is on the 17th. I'm on the 15th.
That's awesome.
That's really exciting.
If you join our stream that night, if we're on that night, we'll totally sing to you.
if it's a Tuesday or Friday.
Yes.
I mean, Tuesday or Friday. So the reveal of DirectX 12 with Final Fantasy 15 went from DirectX 11 can render or can handle 7 million.
X amount. It's what DirectX 12 can do, which is 6 to 7 million more.
No, DirectX 12 can do 63 million polygons in a scene.
Okay, sure.
DirectX 11 can only do like 7.
Oh, no, that's not true. It's 6 to 7 million more than what DirectX 11 can do.
No, it was like 5 times the amount, dude. Google this crap because
So
I
the
really
Google's-
want to get the
Google that
information
crap.
correct.
Talking about how polygons.
But anyway, you know, they did a comparison of DirectX 11 versus DirectX 12 running Final Fantasy 15, and it was astounding, the difference.
So Gator Inc. will be at a System of the Down concert.
Good luck getting them to sing happy birthday
I
to
was
you.
kind of pleased with. Yeah,
Although that would be awesome if they did.
that would be really cool.
Please record and
You know,
post
I
on
liked.
YouTube.
I liked that the Mortal Kombat X launch trailer used the Wake Up song from System of a Down.
Yeah.
Wake up! It felt like I was back in high school with, Mortal Kombat and System of a Down. It was
Right on.
kind of a little nostalgic.
That's
very,
awesome.
Very clever, I thought.
Google is homie.
Totally. That's what you're there for.
Going
I thought they
past
said
Prime.
it was like 5 to 7 times more, not 5 to 7 million more. But I just want to make sure I get that right.
Where's PAX Prime this year?
12,
I don't know.
6 to 12 times more.
Where is PAX Prime?
See? Times.
I know there was a PAX here on the West Coast near us here coming
Each
out
scene
soon.
renders about 63 million polygons, so yes.
Yes.
You were
63,
correct.
63 million polygons in a scene. I mean, it was absolutely astounding.
The textures are said to be 8K by 8K,
Yes.
which is a lot.
A lot. The coolest thing about it, though, was that they actually rendered every strand of hair, which previously in video
As a
games...
polygon.
Yeah, as a polygon. But previously in games, most of that was done through texture maps or shading and stuff like that. So it's a huge jump in technology. But... I want to go to PAX Prime and kick Mr. Moon.
Mr. Moon in the nuts.
I'd love to go to PAX Prime.
I would love to do that. Where's it at? Where is PAX Prime at?
I don't know. I know there's a PAX here on the West Coast this year, I think. Or did it pass already?
We're totally going to
Yeah.
Comic-Con in Salt Lake, though. We should stream from Comic-Con in Salt Lake. That would be awesome.
It's in Washington this year.
PAX
We can
Prime is
Washington.
we can totally
Oh,
go.
that's doable.
That's not too bad.
It's like quick
Okay,
When-
Roman.
when is it?
drive.
Field trip.
Let's go
Yeah. You're buying our tickets?
Reporting from the scene.
Right
for
on.
the scene.
That'd be epic.
I'm here live.
This is Gamer Maxi live at PAX Prime.
Is that a mic or an ice cream cone? You decide.
How's that taste?
Your name kind of sounds like Gamer MaxiPad.
Oh, did you see that look? Did you see that look? The dawn of recognition. Cthulhu has his tendrils
Yes.
in you now.
Well, I mean, you were showing off your machacha earlier. So.
Just remember that conversation is what?
Oh, man. I think we should revisit our list. Since we got so many new people, we should
Yeah.
talk about our list.
Man, I don't even remember.
Our
what
list?
was on our
Man,
list.
you got it? You got it somewhere?
Where do we leave off on the list?
I have no idea where we left off on it. We haven't talked about it in forever.
a while. So explain to them what the list is.
Yes, go for it. I don't.
The list.
So when we started Game Ledger, we started talking about games that we
Was it a
felt
text
that
memo
every
document?
gamer should at least experience.
yeah
I don't
that,
know.
that
You're
we
the
felt
one
every
who
gamer
created
should
it.
experience, whether it's a good game or a bad game, something
I don't
that
remember.
had meaning. And so we started
Looks
compiling
like
a list
that's
of
it.
games that did just that made us love why we love gaming. And initially we kind of decided that we wanted to have 50 games on our list to kind of pull from, kind of a ledger of games that we could refer to in our discussions and why gaming's important in our lives and in our culture.
Yes.
so-
And ironic, it's we do fairly well referring back to it.
Yeah, we really do.
We talk about the games on our list quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, I was talking to Jonathan for a minute. Did you talk about the experiences part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, let's just review our first 10 games that we talked about.
This weekend.
Actually, let's we've got our list pulled up. What one do you want to talk about, Cole? What are the first two?
Yeah, we're the first two. Scroll down a little bit. Turtles in Time for the SNES.
Of course.
That one's easy for me as a Turtles fan. That's the best Turtles game that's ever been made. I mean, it's fantastic, and I still play it to this day, pretty intensely. It's still a fun experience for me. And I think it kind of defined what the genre itself, the beat-em-up arcade style genre. I mean, it's one of the best of its kind.
Right.
I think it's easily better than Double Dragon. It's better than Streets of Rage, Final Fight. I mean, it's fantastic, and it's the Turtles.
Exactly.
So it still has that colorful, fun vibe to it.
Right.
So
One of the ones that just stuck out to me is Myst, even though we spelled Myst wrong there.
come on, spell it right.
Seriously. going back somewhat to our discussion of Lovecraft, Myst is kind of a Lovecraftian game if you think about how Atreus is using the books to create these worlds and influencing the people in them.
Yeah.
It's really, the whole Dani tribe, the whole thought that you could create worlds out of words and control what's going on with those worlds with just vibes and thoughts that you have.
It was a very unique concept.
Yeah.
And, when you can feel yourself being pulled into it as you play the game. It's a very atmospheric game, it relies a lot on the ambience of what's going on around you.
And I think Riven... specifically, Riven kind of plays more to the darker side of that.
Yes.
Because in the other games, and even in Exile, or, the fourth one, which was Revelations, they're kind of, I don't want to say lighthearted, but more lighthearted than Riven was.
Riven, it's about a world that's collapsing.
Exactly.
That's falling apart, and it's populated. There's
people
a lot of people there.
And the whole point is you can't save them all.
You can't. There's no way.
And
you have to
Get? What was
think about
what was the dance? What was his name?
Get.
Get.
He was the villain.
And Catherine. Obviously, you go there to save Catherine.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember playing that game, and the music in that game was so.
Gabriel Knight.
That is a great game.
That is a great game. I'd
forgotten about it. Sins of the Fathers.
Yeah, that is a
great game. Gabriel Knight.
It has some pretty Cthulhu type.
It does.
Themes in it.
Yeah. What was the second one called?
Can you guys explain what Gabriel Knight is?
It was it's a point and click adventure.
Yeah, it's a point and click adventure.
It's a horror
from Sierra.
Yeah, Sierra Games.
Came out in 92, 93?
Yeah, there's 3 games. I think. But yeah, point and click, very...
Kind of had to do with voodoo.
Yeah, some voodoo stuff, some very... voodoo / Lovecraftian themes in it. This idea of being controlled by outside unseen forces and kind of spooky, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Basically who Gabriel Knight is, he's a paranormal detective type of character. Alone in the Dark, man. How have we not talked about Alone in the Dark?
That was
not the crappy reboot that they did for the PS3.
Was it PS3? I thought it was PS2.
It came out on PS2, but it was built for PS3 and Xbox 360. The original one, yeah.
Or even sheesh, that's such a gold mine. 11th Hour and 7th Guest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those games are so awesome.
Those are cool games.
7th Guest was so creepy. We may have to get DOSBox set up so that we can stream 7th Guest, because that game, we've talked about how Diablo has this sense of what was the word that we used called? I don't want to use naughty, but there was a sense of I shouldn't be playing this game.
Well, it felt forbidden.
Yeah, forbidden. There's a sense of forbiddenness
about it. There's Ouija boards in it. There's these weird rituals going on.
I'm specifically talking about Diablo.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right. So Diablo kind of felt like this. It was a game that, as a 10-year-old, I should not be playing this game.
Yeah.
7th Guest took that feeling and turned it up to 11. This was a game that I was like, I am going to freak myself out for the rest of my life if I finish this game.
Yeah.
Which I did, and I freaked myself out for the rest of my life.
It was awesome.
And it was amazing. Because 7th Guest was such a iconic gaming experience for me. And then the sequel, 11th Hour, right?
Yes.
It wasn't quite as good, but...
Well, and
it still had that sense of forebodingness to it. The crazy toy maker man. And, oh, man.
Kind of kitschy.
Yeah, a little
presentation,
bit.
But at the same time, just spooky enough to unsettle you.
It was spooky.
And it was one of the first games that kind of started playing with full motion, video in as part of the game, not just cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an interesting piece of
history. Was a really interesting piece of gamer history.
So,
Sunset Shimmer asked who Cthulhu was.
So Cthulhu is in H.P. Lovecraft's
Call of Cthulhu
works.
He was he's the prevalent. He's in a lot of them.
Yeah, he's an old god. He's a massive unseen deity who
Petronilla talked about Mrs. Pac-Man. It's Miss.
Yeah, it's Ms.
It's
Pac-Man.
Ms. Pac-Man. She's not married.
She's not defined by who she's involved with.
She's a
single.
strong, independent yellow
She's
ball.
single.
She is. She's the first feminist of gaming.
She is. Yes. She's awesome. With her little bow. Gator Inc. talked about Clock Tower.
I like Clock Tower.
I haven't ever played it.
I love Clock
Never
Tower.
heard of it.
I know about it. It came out for PS2.
No, it actually came out.
There was
for
a remake for PS2.
There was one that came out called, it was Clock Tower 3.
Okay.
And it was kind of loosely based to it, but it originally came out on the Super Nintendo, and then later there's one on
really?
on the PlayStation. But it's where you're being chased by a killer known as Scissor Man. And it was one of the games where you couldn't really defend yourself, you had to hide.
It came out on the Super Nintendo?
Yeah. There's one that came out on the Super Nintendo.
I will have to check it out.
I'd like to see a reboot of that series. That'd be kind of cool. Scissor Man scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Girl.
Petronilla.
Jovans is a girl?
We know Jovans is a girl who likes GTA 2.
I mean, come on. He's the one that brought up the whole Sunset Shimmer and My Little Pony thing. Brony.
Amnesia, The Dark Descent, that's on there. That ties into what we're talking about.
That game's creepy.
Deals with your sanity. It deals with...
Yeah. And what's real or not.
Yeah.
What is actually going on in that game.
Can you guys, if we're talking about, have you guys played The Forest?
The Forest? I don't think so. What's that?
No.
It's an indie game that's being created right now. You can buy it ahead on Steam. I have it.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yes, but I want to know. I want to know where they based that weird monster thing on. Maybe you guys would know.
I'm really not down with early access games on Steam. If I'm going to pay money for a game, I want it to be finished. Because I've bought too many in the past
It looks
that
pretty.
I've paid for early access and then they terminate the project, and that was fun, And so I tend to stay away from the early access unless it's a game like I know I'm going to play this game regardless of whether they finish it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Darkest
Dungeon. I paid for early access for Darkest Dungeon because it is freaking amazing. Petronilla is talking about Don't Die Alone. Is that what it's called? It's a PS3 game.
Don't Die Alone.
Don't Starve, I think, is the game she's talking about.
Yeah, there's Don't Starve.
It's not a PS3 game.
It's a PS4 game, isn't it?
Is it a PS4 game?
The PC
I
one.
know it's PC.
Yeah, it came out
PC.
on
think it's on
PlayStation Plus.
PC
Yeah.
Master Race.
Don't Starve. Which that game's interesting as well because it kind of plays into that whole what's going on in the world and there's monsters coming to get you, all that kind of stuff.
Limbo.
Limbo.
Limbo's a good game.
That is a good game.
And that's a game that's just depressing.
It is depressing.
It's spooky.
The art style,
I love
everything
art style.
about it.
I love that art style in that game. There's another game that came out recently on the PS3. It reminded me a lot of Silent Hill. What was that called? But it had very 8-bit styled graphics. It was a side-scroller type puzzle game. What was that called? I just played it recently. Lone Survivor.
Oh, right
It
on.
had a lot of Silent Hill type methodologies and influences to it. It was creepy, even from the sound design to the visuals. I mean, if an 8-bit styled game can make you feel uncomfortable by what you're seeing on screen, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's
well,
impressive
kind
to
of similar to Birth of Isaac.
Yeah.
The Rebirth.
The Binding of Isaac.
Binding.
The
Sorry,
of
I'm so sorry. I got the birth from the Rebirth
The Rebirth,
subtitle.
yeah.
Binding of Isaac. Kind of very similar, but that game's disturbing to me. I can't play that game for more than
It
10 minutes at
disturbing.
a time because it is very disturbing.
It deals a lot with child murder and
trauma. Your
weird,
weapons
twisted,
are your tears and
twisted Christianity. And, I mean, it's spooky. It's creepy.
Sunset Shimmer says she's been playing Saints Row lately.
I played through.
Specifically Saints Row 4? I'm just wondering.
I started playing Saints Row 4. Didn't really like it, but I loved Saints Row 3.
Really?
I really got into Saints Row 3. And I started playing. I was like, why have I never played this series before? I'd played a lot of Grand Theft Auto, but Saints Row 3 was just this goofy... It's like it was kind of like the crazy cousin of Grand Theft Auto. It wasn't so concerned with the serious mobster vibe that Grand Theft Auto seems to carry with it.
Right.
It was goofy. It had awesome cars, and I mean, how you get in your car, you jump up and kick through a window.
Nice.
The car window. I mean, it's like Grand Theft Auto if it was jacked up on energy drinks. You know,
right?
It was fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I really got into 3.
Do you think GTA 2 would be better with energy drinks?
What?
GTA 2?
Do I think it would be better with energy drinks? No, because it's a crap game.
I don't think there's anything they could do to make GTA 2 better.
Okay, so are we winding down?
Are we winding down?
What do you guys think? How's chat doing out there?
You guys awake?
Yeah.
L.A. Noire.
Especially...
L.A. Noire was kind of an interesting game. It was a Rockstar developed game.
Yeah.
Came out after Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
Which was a fantastic game.
Oh my gosh, I love Red Dead Redemption so much.
We need to do a playthrough of that sometime.
So what do you think of the? I can't remember the scene when the main protagonist has that guy that shows up next to him. I can't remember. He talks to him, but people call him his conscience or like.
Oh no, it's death.
Yeah, but because a lot of people,
stranger.
Yeah, the stranger. Yeah,
the stranger in that game. It's death.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people are arguing it was conscience.
No,
it's not something else.
It's the embodiment of death.
There's so much. I mean, there's so much in that game.
There's a lot in that game that was just such a well crafted game.
It really was.
That was one. You know, going back to Grand Theft Auto because it's a Rockstar game, open world. I can never finish a Grand Theft Auto game. I get about 2/3 of the way through it and I just get bored of it.
Right.
Red Dead Redemption, however, I could not put that game down.
Well, I think because. Oh, we should come on. We should stay up until Simmer turns.
Yeah, let's stay on.
It's Friday night, guys.
Where's my cake?
We can stay up for.
Where's my tacos, Roman? You don't get to talk about cake until I get tacos.
Seriously, we'll have cake on
Roman.
We'll have cake on Tuesday. You bring tacos, I'll bring cake. All right. So specifically, is like Red Dead Redemption. I think the reason why that game, I'm not a fan of first-person shooters. I'm not really a Western fan.
See,
but
I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
John Marsden.
Yeah,
John Marsden. Such an amazing character.
One of the best characters.
Fleshed out character.
One of the best characters.
I had to know what happened to him. Now, the Undead Nightmare, I was like, whatever.
It was just it was a fun distraction.
But, I mean, the game was so well crafted, and he was such a fascinating character that I beat that game. Yeah. I had to. It wasn't like
you finish the game, and you keep playing. You keep playing the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh man, that ending is fantastic.
That ending is fantastic. Very much Butch Cassidy.
Yeah. Well, and that's what was cool about it.
Call back to those westerns.
Yeah.
But it was different because with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, they were there because they were trying to save the town and everything. It was a very heroic death.
Very romanticized.
Very romanticized. John Marsden.
It was a dirty, brutal death.
So heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, all this man wants, the whole game is to be with his wife and son. Mm-hmm. That's all he wants.
He just wants to be a
He wants to
farmer.
Redeem himself, to be a farmer, and live with his family.
And it's heartbreaking because he does all this to keep his family out of that life.
Exactly.
And how does the game end? With his son tracking down his killers and becoming who he was.
Exactly. It's
a good story. It's a fantastically told story.
And I think, on par with the story of The Last of Us.
Yes.
I mean, those are really the two games. I think, Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption are the two games. I'm going to include Planescape Torment in this conversation as well. But I think those are the games, 50 years, 100 years from now, if we're still around, we're still going to be talking about those games. Because they are, they are the Casablanca of video gaming. I think Last of Us is genre defining, and people will be talking about it for many, many, many years from now.
Yes.
And I feel that same way about Red Dead Redemption. Mm-hmm. I think that story and the gameplay and everything, it all came together to make a perfect game.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that game I would change.
No.
There's no part in it where it feels slow. It's just absolutely perfection. And this is coming from me, who I do not like first-person shooters. I don't care for that genre. or even like the third person shooter. I don't like shooting games.
Type.
I don't like shooting games. I don't like shooting people. But that game, for me, I had to finish it.
Talking about
Casablanca.
And I'm glad you talked about The Last of Us, because like Red Dead Redemption, it's one of those games where the ending to the story that's being told is so
impacting.
Well, yeah, it's impacting. It's bleak. It's a terrible ending story-wise. Terrible ending, but it's the perfect ending to that narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no other way it could have ended, and I'm so pleased that they stuck with their guns in both those games and ended it the way they did.
Yes.
Instead of trying to bring in a more lighthearted, redemptive
Please the
type
crowd.
of ending.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid spoilers because Last of Us is still a fairly new game.
Yeah, it came out in 13.
And actually, I've been watching Let's Plays actually from the React channel. They do Teens React and Elders React. I don't know if you guys have seen those videos.
Yeah, we've seen them.
And they just started the series with the teenagers who never played that game and their experience with their emotions. And they got elders or older people to play the game, and they only played the first 15 minutes, but their reaction was really impactful.
Well, I think that the beauty of The Last of Us is that the first 15 minutes are very, very much reflective of what happens in the last 15 minutes.
Yes.
And it just is kind of this, it brings you full circle, this emotion, the roller coaster ride of your emotions.
The decision Joel makes in that game are terrible decisions.
Exactly.
But
is Joel a terrible person?
No.
I mean, you understand why he's human.
Exactly.
He's extremely human.
Yeah. And I think that's why I love John Marston so much.
Yes.
Is because, I mean, here is a very human man.
He's flawed. He's done terrible things.
I'm gonna go into the future a month from now, or 2 months from now. I think we're going to see the same thing with Arkham Knight.
Oh, I hope so.
I think we're going to see the exact same. We've gone on this journey with Bruce and Batman through Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and now Arkham Knight, and I think we're going to see the same type of storytelling. And the only reason why I say this is because of the M rating.
Yeah.
They're going to tell a story that is amazing.
Yeah, there's got to be something heavy involved.
Fish Chadman sends his love.
All right.
For our show.
Who's that?
I love Fish Chadman.
I think I love him too, if it's who I think it is.
Fish Chadman's awesome.
Yep. Thanks, Fish Chadman.
Although, if Fish Chadman was on the show, he would say Luigi Mansion is by far the best game ever.
Which it is.
It totally is.
It's a cool game.
Luigi Mansion Dark Moon is a great game.
We need to have Fish Chadman on here someday.
We should.
With another person
I know.
I think that would be a fantastic.
We could.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
just
that would be a good
let
night.
them have
We
at
can
it.
pull strings. We'll see
how that happens. But I think Arkham Knight, we're going to see the human side of Bruce, which we haven't really seen. I mean, we did kind of in the end of Arkham City, which are we spoilers on that, or has it been long enough?
I think it's been long enough.
When did Arkham City come out?
2011.
11. The way. Yeah, I mean, even though Joker had done all of this, and Joker was, he just wanted to drive Bruce insane, he was still going to save him. He had every intention of saving the Joker. And it was the Joker's own fault that he died.
Yeah.
Of course, Harley Quinn didn't think that, but anyway, but it's still, we didn't get to see Batman make that choice. The choice was made for him. And I think in Arkham Knight, we're going to see that the human side of we're going to see Bruce.
Yeah. Well, and what's cool about the ending to Arkham City, and more importantly, the expansion of Harley Quinn's Revenge, is you see a Batman who is angry.
Yes.
Who is disturbed by the fact that Joker's dead.
Yeah.
And that it's an interesting side of Batman. I mean, yeah, you see the vengeful Batman, you see the Dark Knight,
Yeah, you do.
When he's out Batmaning, doing his thing.
Well, and we've seen him in other games too. I mean, like Injustice, Gods Among Us. I mean, that's the angry Batman.
Yeah.
But even when Joker did what he did in that game, even when Joker did what he did to Superman, killing Lois and his son and everything, Batman was still, we're not going to kill this guy.
Crossing that line.
But I really do think that in Arkham Knight, we're going to see
Bruce
something forced to make that decision, And I think it's going to make for some amazing storytelling, and I think it's going to be a game we talk about for a very long time to
I
come.
really hope so. I want them to make bold decisions for Batman. Yeah. We've come to expect a certain thing from Batman. We know what he's capable of. We know what lines he won't cross.
Exactly.
I want that to be shaken up a little bit.
But, and this is what I was kind of saying with the ending of Arkham City. We've seen him come to that line. Mm-hmm. He's come to that line, and before he could make the choice, Joker made the choice for him.
Yeah.
And I really think Arkham Knight, we're going to see him have to decide.
Well, and, going back to the expansion to that game, you start to see Batman's stoic personality start to fall apart. Mm-hmm. He's cold to his allies. He's cold to Robin. He's cold to Oracle. He has this sense about him that he's starting to
change.
The mask. Whoever wears the mask, is it Bruce or the Batman?
Well, and I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see more of Bruce in Arkham Knight, and Bruce dressed up as Batman, but Bruce. I mean, I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about the story. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. But I think it will be a game very, very similar to The Last of Us,
and it's going to be a blast to play.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so fun to play.
Co-op, Batman Arkham City combat style is going to be epic.
I had the thought, I've joked about it before, that I'd like to see Rocksteady Studios make it a kick-ass
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game.
And seeing that
the co-op
play, to see that implemented into a Turtles game would be
amazing.
Perfect. I mean,
4-player.
Perfect. Yeah, 4-player.
Epic.
Oh, man, that's the dream. That's all I have to hold on to since they screwed up the movie so bad.
And forget Silent Hills.
Yeah, I have
Arkham City combat style Ninja Turtles is the dream.
Yep. Silent Hills is a nightmare.
Yes.
A living nightmare, and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
We're not going to talk about it. Speaking of Batman Joker, so much going on there. Do we want to talk about it?
I don't think so. It's still pretty fresh. I don't think a lot of people... I haven't even read it. I kind of know the idea of what's going on, but I need to read it.
Lots of stuff going on there, though.
Yeah, in the comic world.
Really interesting things. Yes. Anyway, so, I mean, like I said, we keep coming back to our list because they're such great games. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the other game that Gamer Inc. was talking about? Or what was his name? Sorry, I'm spacing it.
Gator Inc. L.A. Noire.
L.A. Noire. I mean, that was an interesting game to me.
It wasn't fun.
I didn't have fun playing it.
I didn't have fun playing it. It was interesting. I liked what they were trying to do with it. I liked
that they were doing the whole noir, femme fatale. Yeah. I liked that they pulled all that stuff in.
But it was just kind of not fun to play.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I don't think I beat it.
It reminded me a lot of Heavy Rain.
That's what I was just going to say.
I hated Heavy Rain.
They kind of were very similar.
Bring up Heavy Rain
very
as well.
Similar games. L.A. Noire, Heavy Rain.
Fun. The story was interesting, but it just, at the base of it, it's a game. It needs to be fun to play, too.
Yeah.
And those games just weren't fun to play, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people love them, and that's great. People love what you want to love. Awesome.
Well, and for that matter, I mean, a game that we talked about earlier, Candy Crush.
Yeah.
It's not a game, which is kind of weird for me to say because it's very similar to Puzzle and Dragons, but that's not a game that I'm going to play, but it's really, really popular with people, you know, and
I didn't quite get into it. I have friends who play it all the time, and I get invites on Facebook.
I kind of feel the same way about Candy Crush as I do about Farmville. I mean, Farmville, 5 years ago? 3 years ago? How long ago was Farmville?
It was many years ago, back in the past, when people were...
They released Farmville 2 a year.
Anyway, I remember when Farmville first came out, and it was the game to play. That was like, you play this game. And
I'd do it in real life. I don't want to play it.
Yeah, man. I mean, but seriously, if you could birth a calf in Farmville, wouldn't you want to play?
Not really. Not really.
Petronella, she hates the invites from Facebook. I agree. But what's interesting about Farmville is it completely changed. I mean, that's where microtransactions came from.
It was kind of born with
microtransactions came from Farmville.
And now it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
You can't go anywhere without the
games.
I mean, even the game that we're all addicted to right now, Hearthstone.
Yeah.
It has microtransactions in it.
It does, and it works.
It does work.
It works.
It definitely works. But the other fascinating thing about Farmville is also the whole idea that you have to wait a specific amount of time before you can achieve something else, right? You've got to build. Is really interesting, and that we've seen it integrated into more mainstream games like World of Warcraft. You know, with Warlords of Draenor, they implemented garrisons, and the whole idea behind garrisons is you order your minions to build things, and it takes a set amount of time for them to do it, and then you collect it and you do it all over again. It's basically Farmville in World of Warcraft, and it's fun. I mean, I had fun playing the garrisons. But it is really interesting to me that this game that, has kind of become synonymous with, oh my gosh, I hate that game, has really influenced gamer culture
a lot.
A lot. You know, and I even think that there is an argument to be made that Farmville kind of gave DLC a push in the direction of people saying this is okay. It's okay for me to pay for extra content because they had been okay with buying things in Farmville or Garden of Time or any of those other really popular games. And it's the same thing with Candy Crush. Yeah. You know.
The one game
I love the fact that Candy Crush, you know, the whole Wreck-It Ralph, Sugar Rush, all of it is all just playing off of that.
Wreck-It Ralph was fantastic.
I love Wreck-It Ralph. I can't wait for Wreck-It Ralph 2.
It did a lot of really cool things.
It did.
I don't really mind games with the microtransactions, but the games that are pay to win, those ones.
Is there a difference?
Well, it depends on how it's implemented.
Yeah,
I would
say.
Would you say that Hearthstone is pay to win?
It can be, but you know, you can play through. You can get the experience. You can get the points. You can get the decks without having to pay anything. But like with games,
it takes a crap ton.
Yeah, but it's all over. Like a lot of free to play games on Steam. You go in and you know, but you have basic stuff, and someone comes in with all their butt armor, and you can't even play because you don't stand a chance because everything's based off how much money you spend in the game.
I want to know why Joe Vance says MKX is corrections.
I do too. Is he talking specifically about like playable characters?
I don't know.
Or
please clarify, Joe Vance.
Skins,
or the easy fatalities.
Yeah, the easy fatalities.
Okay,
and
I think
there's also one on there where you can pay $20 to unlock all items in the crypt.
What's the point of that?
Yeah, that's
the whole point of the
crypt.
But
I don't think it makes it a crappier game.
No,
it's just a weird.
It's just like, what's the point of paying for that?
Yeah,
but if people want to pay for it, then pay for it.
Yeah,
it's your money.
I don't think it takes away from the game at all.
You know, with Mortal Kombat specifically, I love that they did it with MK9 and they brought it back with MKX. I don't mind that they're bringing out DLC with new skin packs and new characters. I like that. I mean, it keeps the game alive. Yeah.
I bought all the packs for MK9
so
on Xbox. I was like,
I don't regret
Rain, but I want Rain, Freddy Krueger.
I still play the game to death, and I'll play MKX to death. I mean, I like DLC. Doesn't bother me because I know it's my choice. If I want to buy it, I'll buy it. If I don't want to buy it, I won't buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a consumer. I know what I want to play, so I really don't have a problem with DLC.
I mean, okay, I think that's a completely different conversation than saying that the game's crappier because of it. I think that's, you know, that's corporate greed taking advantage of current mentality, you know? Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to get away with that back in, like, Super Nintendo days. No. But we do have a culture now where that's okay. And
that's what the market is.
That's what the market is, exactly.
Does it suck? Yeah, I guess.
It does.
On a certain level, it does suck. But at the same time, are they doing anything dishonest or wrong by doing that? I don't think so.
I don't think they're taking advantage of anybody. I mean, if you want Goro, I mean, I guess I look at it this way, right? Like collector's editions have been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. If you want the stuff in the collector edition, you've got to pay more for the collector's edition. And it's the same thing. If you want to play as Goro, you're going to have to pay more to play as Goro. Yeah, and that's the decision that the developer made. It's the same as if I want the Scorpion statue, I can't complain that I didn't get the Scorpion statue because I didn't pay more.
Exactly.
You know, if it's something that I want, I'm going to give up that money. And it could have been Raiden, it could have been Goro, it could have been any. I mean, Liu Kang could have been any character that they could have chosen to do that with. The fact that they chose to do it with Goro that was up to them.
Yeah, and that's fine. And it gives you that I bought the statue edition, came with the Scorpion statue. It's cool to have all these little vouchers in there for, the DLC packs that are be coming out and the option to play as Goro before he's released widely to the public.
And I don't think there's any. Now, see, Petronilla brings up. I think that's a interesting point, but it's a bit different than what we're talking about. Paying for a WoW character that's leveled up is the environment where you pay for convenience. I agree. Monkey Bazooka.
Witcher 3.
Welcome, Monkey Bazooka. Have we had?
I don't think we've
Monkey
had Monkey
Bazooka been on before?
I don't think so. That seems new to me.
Welcome, Monkey Bazooka.
Hello.
But no, I mean, it's the environment of paying for convenience, and that's fine, I mean, if I want to experience almost the top tier experience on WoW, and I'm willing to shell out $60 for that, then okay. Does it take away from anybody else's experience? I don't think so, right? My memories of WoW, leveling up through Burning Crusade and leveling up through Wrath of the Lich King, are very, very personal to me. I was playing my priest, Gillikin, and I remember distinct things that happened. I mean, we talked about it earlier, the fight with Yogg-Saron. Those are my memories that I had because I chose not to fast level my character. I chose not to pay for that person to be leveled up. And so they're missing out on that experience. Does that lessen my experience in any way? I don't think so. So, if you want to get a level 90 character by paying really $60...
New. I remember the PS2 era. I remember you could go on eBay and stuff like that and buy memory cards.
Oh, heck yeah. The Pokemon's had that market forever. Yeah. I remember you can go on... I remember when eBay first opened, some of the most popular items were unlocked Pokemon games. Fake Pokemon games, or you could get all of the Pokemon in the game.
I think what it boils down to is that, it's this idea that if there's a lazy gamer out there who doesn't want to take the time to level up characters and stuff like that, there's going to be someone out there who can make a buck off it.
Exactly.
Simple as that. Does that take away from the game? Does it make the game worse because it has that option? No.
So let's talk about Witcher 3.
I'm excited.
I am super excited because we're finally going to see Geralt
do his thing.
And I'm a big fan of the novels. They're from Scandinavia.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the author's name right now. But anyway, in the novels, he's such a badass. He's so awesome. He's doing amazing things. And I really felt like in Witcher 2, he got relegated to being a bodyguard.
Well, yeah.
And
you killed one beast, basically, in the game where you actually went and hunted it, and did what a Witcher
and they
does.
kind of, Witcher 2, they kind of made him into the bad guy. It was like, well, I mean... There was so much going on in that game that I just felt like he couldn't really shine. And even in Witcher 1, they hadn't really developed the series enough yet for Witcher 1 to be... that's still an awesome game. But I think Witcher 3, we're finally going to see Geralt be the badass that he is.
We get to see him do his witchering.
Yeah, because he goes on the wild hunt, and the whole point of the wild hunt is I get to go crazy and kill things. And... it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be cool. Yeah, Witcher 2 was more of a...
political game.
Yeah, it felt very Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it did.
To me, looking back and playing it, it had, a lot of political maneuvering and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a fun game. I'm glad I played it. Will I go back and play it? Probably not.
Yeah. It's not a game that I'm going to go back and play.
Witcher 3, I hope to see more of this epic scale.
Well, it's going to be more open world. Mm-hmm. Witcher 2 was kind of open world.
Kind of.
A bit. But Witcher 3 is more, you do whatever you want, when you want, and how you want.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. But yeah.
I want to know if Sunset Shimmer's still with us.
Hello?
Me too.
Are you there?
Is she
still 8 minutes to her 21st
Is she still
birthday.
choosing to celebrate her birthday with
us?
With Game Ledger?
Do you choose us?
I would hope. I would hope she made that wise choice.
Me too.
I'd hope I'd be chosen.
She is. She's
cool.
still here.
All right. Jake Farmwald. That's new.
That's new.
It's very new.
And Nick the Gamer's still with us. I thought Nick the Gamer left. He hasn't said anything for a while.
Who's reply?
Red Pyramid Thing 9. I like the sound of that.
Oh,
I do too.
I think that's a Silent fan. Silent Hill fan out there. The Red Pyramid.
Seriously.
Welcome, Red Pyramid Thing 9.
Welcome.
Is he a follower?
Is he a follower?
No.
It's an awesome. Obviously, a Silent Hills reference.
Obviously. It's got to be. I don't know why
Unless
those
he's
words would be
Egyptian.
combined together. You know,
If
because he's never really referred to as Pyramid Head in the game. He's referred to as the Red Pyramid thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Best monster. One of the best monsters in current gaming.
But why red?
So, Monkey Bazooka, Witcher 3 will be close to Game of Thrones. I don't know.
Maybe
7 minutes. 7 minutes till Sunshine Simmer's birthday.
All right.
Well, we have 6 minutes. So
You know, it might be close to Game of Thrones in the sense that...
in terms of...
Yeah, terms of sex, yeah. In terms of violence, yeah. But I think Witcher 2 was more Game of Thrones because the Game of Thrones is all about playing the game. That's what Game of Thrones is about.
Yeah.
You know, playing the political game.
The political game.
You know, the maneuvering and everything.
Why do
control.
hangnails hurt so much?
Yeah.
I don't know, Roman. Another existential question from my friend Roman. Why do his fingernails hurt?
I have no idea.
Hangnails, not fingernails. Like,
I'm hoping that we don't see a lot of the political stuff from Witcher 3 though, because they did that.
I'm okay
and
with
now
it
give us the rest of the world.
I'm okay with it as you know, a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I want him to be doing his Witcher thing.
Yeah,
I want him to be a monster hunter.
wanting to be his Witcher.
Exactly.
I'm hyped as
Monkey Bazooka says this can be the best RPG ever. I don't think it will supplant Planescape Torment as best RPG ever. But I mean, on that note, you know, I still haven't played Pillars of Eternity. I really want to because they say, you know, it's the spiritual successor of those games, not the spiritual successor of Planescape Torment. That is Tides of Numeria is the spiritual successor that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
But I am really interested to play Pillars of Eternity. Because it is right now, Pillars of Eternity is one of the most talked about RPGs on the market. But I think Witcher 3 will be a really, really good game.
I think it will be too. It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah. You know, and as we were talking, one other book that I would love to see turned into a video game that's very similar to Witcher 3 is, oh my gosh, I'm spacing it right now. Name of the Wind. Have you guys read it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Patrick Rufus.
Yeah, the assassin. No, what is he? Talk about it a little bit. It sounds vaguely familiar. I think I know.
Good night, Petronilla.
Good night, Petronilla.
Night, Petronilla.
No, name of the Wind is very.
Yeah, should we tell Monkey Bazooka our names?
This is
Yes.
Cole.
Exactly.
This is Lance. That's
Gamer Lance.
We got Gamer Lance, Gamer Mexi, Gamer Colt
/
Don't do it.
Rominator.
Okay, good. I thought you could do
Gamer
that.
Maxi. Pizza.
What? What are we talking about? No, Ed, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about
Oh my god.
Joe Vans went
Joe
there.
Vans.
iPad.
Joe Vans went there.
Max
iPad.
Max iPad.
Max iPad.
Max iPad.
That should be the
Yes.
next Apple product.
That is the next Apple
iPad,
product.
We took the iPad to the max.
To the max.
Dude.
You were talking.
Name of the
You're
Wind.
thinking the
What am I
Painted
thinking?
Man,
The what?
the Painted Man, or the Warded Man.
No.
Have you read those books?
No.
The Desert Spear. No. Okay. Whatever. Name of the Wind. We'll talk about that a different night.
Okay.
But that is very similar genre to Witcher 3.
Cool.
I can't think of another game I'm excited for besides Zelda Wii U, which isn't coming out this year.
I'm
And
excited.
I'm just really hoping Zelda Wii U doesn't get pushed to the next Nintendo console.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt your dreams, but I probably will.
I know.
I know, but then
I know,
we won't really
but I can
have a
still
Zelda
hope.
game on the Wii U.
Which would be sad.
Wind Waker.
I mean, we
doesn't
have
count.
Wind Waker. That doesn't count. It's
It's a
just an
remake.
HD remake.
And it looks amazing, but
I'm trying to think of another Nintendo console.
So remember that.
didn't
So remember the
have
watercolor.
a Zelda game on it.
see, we had it on the NES, we had it on Super NES, we had it on 64, we had it on GameCube, we had it on Wii, we haven't had it on Wii U.
We haven't had it on Wii U
We've
yet.
had it on most of the handhelds. Game Boy
All of the game,
Yes.
all of the handhelds have
have
a Zelda game. Well, I mean, if you count, no, we got Link Between
Link
Worlds.
Between Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, so we do have one on every Nintendo console except for the Wii U, and it would be really sad if they don't release it. But I think that Zelda Wii U will be kind of similar to Witcher 3 in some
it's
aspects.
supposed to be very, very open world. Oh yeah, the Division does look interesting. I'm not usually a big fan of those, but it looks intriguing.
The one that's really catching my eye is Siege.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah, there we go. Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, we had a
Question about that.
gamer. We had a
Riley
chatter.
Was it Riley One that was talking about it?
Was it Riley 1?
No, I don't think it was.
I don't remember who it was. But we talked about that on Tuesday.
That looked really fun. But right now, the game I've been playing a lot is Killing Floor 2.
Oh, yeah,
So that kind of brings up an interesting topic, and Jovan's brought it up. I mean, I think that we're seeing a massive flood of Survivor games.
A lot of apocalyptic aftermath type games.
Zombie games.
We have a new Mad Max game coming out.
We do have a new Mad Max game. What do you guys think? I mean, it's kind of the same discussion as our superhero movies on their way out, our Survivor games on their way out.
I think it kind of goes in a cycle. I mean, there was a time where we did have a lot of post-apocalyptic games, that came out, and then there was kind of a lull, and now they're starting to come back. Zombies are coming back again, but also zombies are kind of on the out as the boring games now, and so they're trying to come up with something fresh. They're coming up with faster zombies, or they're coming up with
What I liked about Killing Floor 2, they kept a lot of from Killing Floor 1, and they just pretty much updated the texture, trying to improve matchmaking. There's finally matchmaking in the game. You don't have to find some hosted random server that you're hoping nothing happens on.
Oh, I thought you'd find love with a zombie.
I know. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes.
Hey,
happy birthday, Sunset
happy birthday.
Shimmer.
We made it.
Thank you for joining us.
Happy
spending
21st.
Your last moments as a 20-year-old with us. We feel very honored.
Yes, indeed.
I'd
like to see a good robot revolution.
You know, one of my favorite robot games
Black
ever
Ops 3
was for the Super Nintendo. And it was called Super Robot Tensen.
How are you doing it?
Have you ever played it?
Yeah.
That game is so awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
We should play that game.
Time to sleep.
I think she's excited.
Who wouldn't be? I remember being 21.
Just be safe out there, Sunset Shimmer.
Don't kill your liver too
I
much.
was so young.
Enjoy.
I
Cake.
wasn't married, didn't have kids.
Seems like a long time ago.
It seemed like a really long time ago.
You guys make me question my future.
10 years ago. Go play some Saints Row.
Yes.
Go do that.
Saints Row.
Gat out of hell.
Nah.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't. Not even once.
If there's a piece of advice I could give you on your 21st birthday, now that you have matured to the point where you can enter bars and do adult things,
Without
my
being
advice
arrested.
is never listen to Joe Vans, especially when it comes to GTA 2.
Especially.
Monkey Bazooka brought up Mech Warrior. I remember those games.
Sunset Shimmer.
Mech Warrior was awesome.
All of our friends are watching us.
Hey, welcome all friends.
Welcome all friends.
Friends of Sunset Shimmer.
Yes. Are they Twilight Sparkle and Fluttershy?
I just hope there's a... is there a spark? I want...
Rainbow Dash? Please tell me there's a Rainbow Dash watching our stream.
Oh, dude, do we remember Contra? We love Contra.
We forget Contra.
Contra's amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, all
Mech
of
Warrior.
Sunset Shimmer's friends.
See you later.
Oh, so nobody's leaving. Are we leaving?
It's 10.
Are we done?
I thought we were done.
I didn't know that we were. I thought
Okay,
we were going to
well,
talk about.
we can go a little
We were
bit
talking
longer.
about Contra, and then we'll leave.
Yeah, we're doing the stretch for
I-
our birthday.
Monkey Bazooka.
That's right. We are stretching it out for the birthday. I want to go back to Mech Warrior.
Yes, let's go back to Mech Warrior.
I love Mech Warrior.
I do too.
The intro to that game, the opening cutscene, is one of my favorite cutscenes of all time.
Yes.
It's awesome. I just love how it all plays out. But that game was fun.
That game was
It was.
fun.
And we had Titanfall come out, but
Not the same.
it's not the same. Mech
Not
Warrior
the same.
2 was so engrossing.
Mech Warrior was awesome.
It was
Another
a lot of fun.
mech game I had a lot of fun on the original Xbox was Mech Assault. You ever play that
Well,
one?
that was a
Mech Warrior game.
That was a Mech Warrior game.
Really?
It was in the same universe.
Yeah, I remember I picked the first one from a yard sale, got hooked, and I can't remember how I got my hands on the second one, but I just played those games. Beyond.
Yeah, Mech Warrior was a lot of fun. I had it for PC.
Yeah, me too.
It was so awesome.
Man, that was a good time.
Joe,
That was a good time. I'm struck dumb by Joe Vance.
Of course, Joe Vance is Joe Vance.
Imagining a bunch of 21-year-old girls hitting each other with pillows. That doesn't sound like a plot for a porno.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, talking about Contra, and then we're going to call it a night, because I just hit the tired phase.
Let's end our discussion on Contra.
Not going there. Anyway, Contra, yes. You know, the Contra game that I always... I never beat this game, and I don't know why, but it was Shattered Soldier on PlayStation 2. That game was hard. Like, Contra games are hard.
They're hard.
The whole point of Contra is that they're hard, but Shattered Soldier...
The whole point is that you need the Konami code.
Yeah, you have to use it.
I mean, that's the point.
But no, the Shattered Soldier game on PS2, man, it was a hard game. It was a hard game. It was different too. It wasn't like the normal side scroller shooting.
Yeah.
It was more of like a Metal Gear Solid type game.
Yeah. Well, they're trying new things out with the new hardware and stuff.
I mean, we haven't really seen a Contra game for
quite a while.
Is that the last one? Was that the last Contra game?
I think so. Fresh Contra games. We've seen a lot of remakes, like on mobile devices and stuff like that. But we haven't seen an actual good reboot or sequel.
We do need a reboot.
A reboot would be fun.
It would be a lot of fun. I mean, I have very fond memories of going over to my friend's house and playing Contra. And I remember the first time we beat was her name Mother? The alien Mother? What was the name of that
Mother
boss?
or is that Metroid? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but the first time I beat
the
that alien thing at the end with
all the eggs and stuff, all the little aliens coming out of it.
Yeah, and she was was it a heart or a brain? It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was,
my gosh.
Yeah, I think
I have to replay that game.
There.
I just felt such an amazing sense of accomplishment because it was like I have died so many times in this game, and I finally got to the end.
I remember, my main memory of Contra is my neighbor up the road. They had a Nintendo, and our family didn't have one, so I remember playing at their house all the time, and they were playing Contra one night. And I remember they beat the game, and there was like the silhouette of the helicopter flying over a jungle, and like the credits rolling, kind of a very Rambo type feeling ending. And I just remember being intrigued by that idea that this is a very cinematic feeling experience. It's a video game, but it was telling a story, very, very, very bare bones story.
Yeah, but
run left, right, and shoot things. But it was a story, and it had these end credits, very similar to how movies do it. And I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of one of my first inclinations that this medium of video gaming was something special.
Yeah.
Interactive
storytelling.
Yeah. So.
Which, I would love to stream Zork one night.
It'd be an interesting stream.
It would. We'd have to get you some throat spray and lozenges so that you could read all of the text in the Batman voice.
Zork Batman.
That would be awesome.
We'll bring warm tea.
Zork.
Where's the
Batman.
door?
Where's the door? You see... Postbox. I think we're calling it a night.
I think so.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Sunset Shimmer, Monkey Bazooka, Nick the Gamer.
Sergeant.
We had a fantastic night with everybody.
Everybody that joined
Sergeant
us.
Sledgeham.
Sergeant Sledgeham.
Red Pyramid Thing 9.
Jake Farmwald. Petronilla. We love you guys.
We love you, peeps.
We're so excited because the next time you see us, we will have experienced the awesomeness that is Avengers Age of Ultron.
And Lance will be 32.
31.
31. He will be 31.
Age
I
is
will
but
be
a number.
31.
And bananas are
It
fruit.
is but a number, except for when you're Roman and we put you in timeout. Then
There better be tacos.
there better be tacos.
There better be
We're
tacos.
having tacos on Tuesday.
I can only tolerate you for so long.
I think we should play like it would be sweet to play like War of the Gems, Super Nintendo game.
Oh yeah,
That'd be awesome. Or like the Captain America
and the Avengers.
That game.
The Konami.
Yeah.
Isn't that on PlayStation Store?
Is it?
I'm gonna look it up. I'll
Check it out. We
If
totally
it's on there,
need
we
to.
can do that.
We need to. Yes.
Oh,
Thank you so much for all of our new followers. It was so much fun.
Yes.
Monkey
Yeah.
Bazooka, thank you for joining
tune
us.
in again. Good night.
We will
Happy
see
birthday.
you all on Tuesday. Happy
On a
birthday, Sunset
Tuesday.
Shimmer.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Surprise!
Wait.
Surprise!
Ready?
Addition.
1, 2, 3.
Monkey Bazooka!
Okay.
Okay. Take us out.
See ya.
Take us out.
Nod, LOL party followed.
Princess Twilight 97. You just know.
There's a Zelda fan right there.
Princess Twilight.
Nod, that one. Oh,
That's,
that one right there followed.
Not Monkey Bazooka?
Yeah, Monkey Bazooka
Bazooka
as
and-
well as that.
Oh, as well. Nod. How do we say that?
there's fart in the word. A nod.
Nodding, LOL,
Fart.
fart tit. Fart it.
Nod lol
I
fart.
don't know how to
it.
shout that one out.
How about nod lol fart?
How about we just call him Nod?
Nod.
I call him fart.
You would.
Anyway,
I don't know.
good night, everyone.
Well, there's
Thank you.
also
night. We'll
there's
figure it
so
out.
many more people.
I know.
Why?
Princess Twilight. Our stream's ending. So sorry. Please join us on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
come back.
Come back.
We'll have a
We'll
good
be here.
discussion.
With more awesomeness. Age of Ultron.
More awesomeness.
Foreshadowing.
Bye, everybody.